Nerdtopians assemble! I'm Dylan Dalton.
Steve Wareham.
And we're about to get down and nerdy.
Can someone go ahead and kill that, please? Just stop the track.
Nerdtopia, yo, and we got a fucking podcast. Cruising in the speeder, bullseye, and flipping womp rats. Comics, video games, movies, real-life superheroes is what you can expect if you're wired tuned in weirdo. So we welcome all the newbies and the groupies, flashing boobies in the movies without cooties. In the show, it's got you drooling with this comedy, no fooling. Now presenting you your hosts, Steve and fucking dueling. Word, NerdtopiaCast.blogspot.com, Facebook.com/NerdtopiaCast, also YouTube and podcast 38 seconds.
The fucking be-all and end-all of superhero movies, man. We are fortunate to have been alive in a time and seen this movie in theaters, man. Like years from now, we're gonna be telling our grandkids that we were here when that movie went down, man. And I'm not even exaggerating even a little bit.
This is kind of like, this is our Star Wars, right? Pretty much.
This is
our
man.
Star Wars.
This is a new Star Wars. Like, did you see the numbers opening weekend?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
It's hard to miss it. Everywhere you look, they were posting it left and right, but it's fucking huge. Dude.
Let's get the business out of the way. We were gonna take, and I think we even said this on the last show. We are late this week. We profusely apologize, but for good reason. We were gonna take a week off, let everybody catch up, but seriously, fuck you guys.
We are about to spoil the ever-loving shit out of this movie, guys.
Please, for the love of God.
If you haven't seen it, turn it off. Come back when you've seen it, man, because we're gonna go ahead and break this movie down for the next hour.
Yeah. So I mean, this is this isn't by no means like if you're spending time listening, man, it's $8. You can go give blood or a kidney or whatever it is that you need to
out to
sell
fat shake if necessary.
Sell a kid.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, there's probably one you like.
You know what? Sell a child on the black market.
Yeah.
You'll be upset until the opening credits roll, and then you'll feel better about it.
Yes.
You'll be like, well, I'm gonna miss him, but I think I made the right choice here.
Yeah. So this is it. We're cutting you people off as of right now because we're about to spoil the ever loving shit out of that movie. I am actually. I'm gonna put this because you're gonna hear from time to time typing or baby wrangling. So I'm gonna put this out on Front Street. My wife Erica is in here and joining me in the Beat Lab, keeping the babies at bay. Usually I have the house to myself when I do. Is we try to schedule it to where we have the house to ourselves, but because we continue to spawn, it's getting harder and harder. So she almost spit out her tea when I said that.
I think. Go ahead.
Yeah. So if you hear anything, she also has a tendency to burst in laughter every now and again, and so it's going to be my mission pretty much this entire show to try to get one of the Erica laughter bursts out of her.
Oh no, that's great, man. It's like having a little studio audience right here, man.
It's something to do. Yeah, we have a laugh track.
Hey, can we get it? Okay, hold on, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So let me see if this works. Okay, you're Al Bundy, you're on the couch, and here comes Kelly Bundy walking down the stairs in a skimpy, skin-tight outfit. Go. That's where. Okay, that didn't work out so well.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, she wouldn't do that because it's not a female, right?
It's a fucking studio audience. She's supposed. Okay, wait a minute. Hey, Steve.
This was what?
Steve.
What?
I love you, man.
I love you too. Hey,
she's dropping the ball again, damn it!
I think she's confused. She's saying.
Erica!
I'm having performance anxiety.
All you gotta do is fucking applaud with the light flashes.
I apologize. We can't get it together here at Beat Lab South. We're gonna. We're sure gonna try harder.
All right, hit me. I'm ready.
I can't. You're pregnant.
I'm ready. Oh.
No, I just did like 2 separate scenarios.
You know what? You're gonna have to go think on your feet. Go bake something. Atta girl.
Give me a sandwich while you're in there.
kind of sandwich would you like, sir?
Go on. Go. My mic. My time. This is my time. Although she may sit in for me if I have to take another pee break. I have a pee stand-in this time instead of having to pee on air like I did a few episodes. I'll have a pee stand-in now. So, and with the size of your bladder, I suggest you because this is gonna be a long. I'll tell you right now, it's gonna be a long damn show. You better put Jen on standby.
Oh no, geez, I've got the red light on here, man. Like
Oh,
I've got
you can't.
both
Yeah.
the doors closed. If you guys have never been to my house, like I've got the office is closed by like 2 sets of doors, and they're both closed. So
Yeah.
I'd have to get up and walk away. But anyways, yeah, you might at some point be like, hold on, let me go get the wife. I have to pee.
Go,
But
yeah.
2 beers in.
But we can put that on Front Street. I don't think the tens of listeners that we have are gonna.
We have tens of listeners, Steve.
Yeah, are gonna really mind. Okay, all right. Let's.
Okay, first of all,
Yeah.
those of our regular listeners, all 10s of them,
Yeah.
may have noticed at this point, we did not go with the final countdown for our intros.
No.
Time around, man. That was the Avengers theme, motherfucker.
Yes. And well done. Well done.
Yeah.
You know. Okay. All right. Well, no. You know what? I'm gonna save. This is for a later time. We're here to celebrate. I'm not here to criticize. I don't know. I don't. It's not. To me, it's not. It's epic. It's a little epic, but like I don't know. I guess if I have one complaint, it's that the theme song may not be epic enough. That would be my only complaint.
It's big and it's sweeping and it's just grand.
Yeah.
Epic. I guess it's what would you be expecting? I mean, it was pretty big and action packed for a song.
Fair enough. You know what? Maybe
you're thinking of like maybe something catchy like Danny Elfman's Batman, like
yeah, exactly. Yeah, something a little something that like because I don't ever see myself like walking down the street, all at Dragon Con humming the Avengers theme song to myself.
Yeah, it's walking on the street center.
Yeah. But all right, so let's go ahead and spoil the hell out of this movie. I'm gonna start off by saying that I did confirm, by the way, that you and I had the exact same part spoiled for us before we went in the movie.
Yes, that was Thanos. Remember, we already warned you guys that there were going to be spoilers. So
yeah, but you're on your fucking own at this point.
Thanos. But all I did was I saw the word Thanos and I clicked it off immediately. So,
yeah, but you can't unsee it.
See Thanos pop in, and he doesn't until the end credits.
Yeah.
But they set that up at the end.
And I'll say this to my again. Now, this is like, I'm criticizing the Mona Lisa here because to me, honestly, and after watching it, I know I'm biased at this point because I just saw it. But before all this, the Paragon movie for me, and I think even of all times, before all Return of the King was my favorite of all time until I saw The Dark Knight, and Dark Knight honestly for me trumped Return of the King. Because it was well acted in so many ways. The Heath Ledger performance is legendary. No one's gonna do better than that.
Right.
But honestly, I think, and I'm a Batman guy. Honestly, I think this trumped it for me. So I'm gonna go. I'll go on record. I'm gonna put it right out there. This is now my favorite movie of all time.
Wow, really, of all time?
Yeah, and I'm talking. But I mean, you can't. Like, of course, it's not, it's not The Godfather. It's not, fucking Memento or, something that's real heady and cerebral. But I'm just talking about his overall movie enjoyment. If the Desert Island movie that I'm going to take, it's going to be this movie right here.
Right. Well, and it's funny you should bring up Nolan's Batman and Dark Knight. Like, here's the thing, man. They're both Whedon's Avengers and Nolan's Batman. They're both great films.
Yeah.
But they're both superhero movies. They're both comic book movies, but they're different. They're great on a totally different scale.
Yeah.
With Nolan's Batman is a thinking man superhero movie.
Yeah, and gritty.
It makes a lot of social points.
Right.
And so they tried to run some commentary. about the American lifestyle with Nolan's Batman movies. And yet with Avengers, Joss Whedon basically stepped forward and said, okay, we've got that going on over here. What I'm going to bring to you is a superhero movie that is just straight up fun and entertaining, and I'm going to give you fanboys everything you want.
Oh God,
and
he did
fucking
too.
delivered.
Yeah,
man.
he
like,
did too.
You know, there's nothing to think about. It's very surface film. Everything that you're looking for is there, and it's just full of fanboy jerk-off material, dude. It's so entertaining. I mean, it's the definition of a summer popcorn movie.
Yeah.
And it's the father of all popcorn movies. And that's what I knew it was going to be.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted.
Yep.
And fucking bravo, Joss Whedon,
Yes.
man. You delivered. Dude.
And he set the bar, because I'm gonna tell you, you know, I mean, I'm a Batman dude, especially with the first two movies of the franchise, and you know, the Batman and the Avengers coming out the same year, and probably, you know, before we started getting close to it. So when both movies were kind of, you know, far in the horizon, and you're asking me what I'm looking forward to more, Avengers or Batman, like to me, it's oh my God, Batman. You know, fucking Bane, and you know the first two are so great, and you know, so like I'm big time into that, and then after this, it's like, you know, it really is, you know, it's kind of like, you know, it's your move, because Batman's got some big fucking shoes to fill, and I didn't think that was going to be the case a few months ago, where, you know, this would be such a daunting measuring stick. I don't even talk about box office, because I think this was designed to destroy Batman, because this has more mass appeal, I think.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't
really
think it was made I don't think it was made to compete with Batman.
Well, no.
It's good on a way different level.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, this has so much more mass commercial appeal than Nolan's Batman, which traditionally is grittier and darker. Like, I'm not gonna take my 7-year-old to see Batman, but I'm gonna take her back within the next few days to see this movie.
You know how much I love this movie, dude? I'm gonna go see it in 3D.
I saw it in 3D. Totally worth it.
You know me, I fucking hate 3D.
Yeah.
I hate 3D, and I never see a movie twice in the theaters. I'm going back to see it a second time, and I'm gonna see it in 3D.
Yeah, totally should.
This movie, dude, this is how you do it right.
Yeah.
This is as good as it can be done. You know what else I thought was funny about it was comedic timing, dude.
Perfect.
Yeah, you know, and they caught you by surprise with it too, because you're in the midst of these epic battle scenes that are going on downtown New York City, and they're fighting for the fate of the world. But in the midst of all that, they still managed to throw the comedy beats in there that not only make you chuckle, but I almost peed my pants a couple times, man.
I'd say one of the best, and honestly, this will go down in history as one of the best scenes.
I already know what you're gonna say. But go ahead.
Yeah, as one of the best scenes I've ever seen in my entire life. Because all right, first of all, Loki's a pissant, and we don't. I mean, you know, and going through, like, when they said the villain's gonna be Loki, you're like, oh, fuck. Well, you know, I don't like him, so I guess that's fine. We'll watch the Avengers beat up Loki, whatever. He does a good, and I'm not like knocking his performance at all. He plays Loki, does it real well, and but you know, I mean, you're thinking something on a bigger epic scale, and they end up fighting Loki with whatever. So he, you know, when he gets kind of on his high horse and he's coming up against the Hulk and he stops him, he's looking at the Hulk, and he's, you know, you can't destroy, I'm a god, and blah blah blah, and Hulk just grabs him, and for 15 seconds, slamming him into the ground like one would pick up a cat in a cartoon, like and just bashing him over like fucking concrete left and right, and just like 15 seconds.
In my head, I heard in my head. This is what I heard going on when that was happening. Was bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, like fucking Bam Bam from Flintstones.
Yes, exactly.
And that to me probably like.
And he just lays there with like the glazed over eyes look on his face, like you know, if he just had Chris Tucker run in at that moment and lean over him like, hey, Loki, You just got knocked the fuck out.
Damn! That would have been perfect, actually. Who'd ever thought, like, the Avengers movie would be missing Chris fucking Tucker?
Well, he ain't doing anything else nowadays.
Or even Martin. Damn, Jim! Or the fucking the dad from Friday's always licking his lips like he's fucking thirsty or something.
Yeah,
that guy. that any of those would have made that scene better. But it was.
Come in here and give you a sassy, tough love speech, boy.
Come here, boy. Any of those would have made it better. But yeah, that to me was the scene that stole the movie. For me.
It was that, and then Hulk kind of stole the action sequences. I'll give him that.
Good Hulk!
But it was, and then there's the other scene where you've got Hulk and you've got Thor, and they're fighting side by side, and they're taking out all these aliens left and right, and it's just it's pure epic goodness. And then they clear out the room. They say absolutely nothing to each other. Hulk doesn't even look to his left. And casually just reaches over and punches the shit out of Thor in a heartbeat.
He's just like, I'm Hulk. This is how I roll.
Yeah.
Bam!
We're friends, but fuck you. You know, I heard it said, no, you're gay.
Yeah, exactly, right? But so like that to me, those two specific scenes were the scenes that kind of stole the show. And then even though the scene was ruined, the end scene, the first credit scene, with where we actually see Thanos. To me, like Thanos was always kind of the villain hard on I had, because you're presented. When I was a kid, I collected a bunch of comic cards. I still have them.
Right.
And on the Series 2 Marvel comic cards, on the backs of them, it would give you a ranking 1 through 10 of
the power rating.
Yes, of each of the.
No, it was 1 through 7.
1 through 7. You're right. And how that was. So like, if you had a strength of 3, that was average. Strength of 4, you could lift a car. Strength of 5, whatever. And then so like with my limited knowledge of comics at that point, that's kind of how I would judge it. And so the two cards you turn over is like fucking 7, 7, 7. As far as villains go, well, as far as the heroes go, I think the biggest one was like Silver Surfer, and then the villains were Galactus and Thanos. So I started reading about Thanos and read about the Infinity Gauntlet and stuff. And like, what a twisted fucking character. And so from there on in, I was like, dude, this is like the baddest of the bad type dude. And and then to be able to see him, and not like a shitty like mocap kind of like really like CGI 10 years ago Thanos, but like one that that they were gonna do right. Appear there on screen when he does that smile there, and them talking about courting death, because that's an in-depth kind of Thanos thing. You could just portray him as like a world devourer or something along those lines, but no, they're like fucking, we're doing Thanos right, and he's in love with death and he's trying to kill the entire universe and shit. That to me, man, I grabbed Erica too. I said, "Do you know who that is?" Wait till your father gets home.
I was watching it with some of my friends, and they're like. Who the fuck is that? Like, what do you mean, who is that? It's Thanos. I clicked into fucking angry fanboy. Like, why are you even asking me this question? Why are we having this conversation? You should be as happy as I am right now.
He's like, go.
And they're like, oh, shit, sorry, man. I didn't realize.
Just fucking go. Just go.
Yeah,
leave the popcorn.
Get the fuck
go.
Out of my side
go.
right now.
Yeah. There's another scene. You don't deserve to watch it.
I didn't see the other scene, man. I'm kicking myself.
Yeah, it's you know what? You're going to go back and watch it. I'm not going to ruin it for you. I
already know what it is.
It wasn't, it was cute, but it wasn't like,
Didn't ask.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't miss a whole lot. A couple of the things after we got done with the movie. Now, my wife is very into, and she always has been, and your wife is too. They're both big Tolkien people. And so, they're always kind of looking for the tie-ins and, wanting to study the movies on, like, a grander scale and shit. So with the same thing, too, she's already gone back and kind of done research, and she wants to know all the characters and all the stuff that's going on. She wants to be able to follow along, but, she's, over time, grown a genuine interest in just hearing me babble about this shit. And,
same thing here.
Yeah, so, like, she starts kind of doing research on it, and then she... sat down with my 7-year-old Molly and watched Iron Man 2 the other day and was noticing, and if you go back and look at this too, and there's an ultimate kind of tie-in I'm going to bring up in a second, but she's noticing like a lot of the things like, Stark's personnel file that he gets at the end of that Black Widow writes on him, he gets his hands on, and that was all the things that he said, egotistical, doesn't play well with others. Those are all the things that he gets in his own file at the end of Iron Man 2, so they set it up right. And like a lot of the things, like when they're in the lab in Iron Man 2, and he's got an old prototype for Captain America's shield, and Coulson basically like, do you know what this is? And starts geeking out. So they set that up in Iron Man 2. So the tie-ins have been brilliant. One of the things that I found out the other day, and I had no idea this was in there, and I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. If you go back in Thor and watch the original Thor.
Right.
Inside Odin's vault sits the Infinity Gauntlet.
I've heard that said, and I
just got goosebumps when I said that too. Yeah. Inside Odin's vault sits the Infinity Gauntlet. And
yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, like, how epic is that? And it makes you mad, too, because you're like, if I would have fucking saw it, I would have known the end of Avengers, Yeah.
Well, I mean, we knew that that's what they were building towards. They've been building towards it since 2008, man.
Yeah.
I felt like, and I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go a little vulgar here. I felt like this, like the point of climax after like fucking for 4 years, 4 years, dude. It's been like 2008. We've been building up for this. We've had 5 movies in the franchise prior to this. So we've got Iron Man, Iron Man 2, Hulk, Captain America, Thor, and Avengers, and now like the 6th one. So this is the 6th movie in what is becoming this huge franchise, dude, and we built it up, and this movie was just like,
yeah,
it was like, wow, I'm tapped out, and then you find out, like, after that, they're like, no, motherfucker, we're just getting started.
Exactly.
Because, I don't know if you read this, they interviewed DC Bob Iger, and he's already buzzing about more movies in this franchise. Right now, so far it's officially been announced we're going to be looking at Thor 2,
right?
Captain America 2, and Iron Man 3, and now there's a yet undisclosed Marvel movie project set for May 16th, 2014. They haven't titled it yet. We don't know what it is yet, but it's going to have something to do with the franchise. So it could either be Avengers 2, which, if to look at the numbers for this movie, they're going to make another one.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Or it could be a Hulk.
Could be another Hulk,
which I'd be fine with, man.
Yeah, or maybe they'll do another Avengers superhero movie, like an individual movie that'll kind of they'll throw into Avengers too.
Which would be nice.
Yeah, so I looked on. Yeah, it would be nice. So I looked on superherohype.com, and they gave a list of 11 possible superheroes that fans would like to see.
Okay.
In these upcoming movies, so either in Avengers 2, or maybe they'll throw them into one of these other sequels we got coming out.
Okay.
First up, you got Vision.
I'm gonna disagree with that. I mean, I know a little bit about the Vision lore and things like that. He's by his very nature, he's kind of robotic.
He's kind of boring.
Yeah.
Ant-Man, you got Dr. Pym in the house.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. But again, a little too B-roll for me, I think.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay, Scarlet Witch is one that people are speculating about.
That makes some sense, especially if they did like a House of M series.
Well, see, I don't think they're going to do that because you've got...
it would be way too big.
Fox still has the movie rights for X-Men, so you're not going to...
Oh, that's right, they do, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to see any kind of tie-in anytime soon.
Yeah.
Miss Marvel.
Nah.
Wonder Man.
Really?
Yeah, I mean these are all speculations.
Yeah.
Nothing going on with these so far. Tiagra? I don't even know who the fuck it is. She's kind of a Catwoman type as character.
Okay.
The Wasp?
No.
Yeah, she's kind of boring. Well, I think if you had the Wasp, you'd have to you just kind of introduce her and Ant-Man together. And
have a fucking Bug's Life too.
Fucking, yeah.
Yeah.
And Quicksilver?
Fair enough. All right, I think you put Quicksilver in a movie with Scarlet Witch, but then again, you're gonna have to bring Magneto into a movie like that, and then.
Fuck you with the Magneto, Steve.
It's Magneto.
No, we've been over this. It's fucking Magneto.
We're gonna have to agree to disagree because again, it is not a magnet. But, okay.
I explained this to you already.
You're wrong.
God.
But no, listen. Okay.
Yeah.
What's
yeah.
Yeah. What's the next one? What's the next on the list?
Black Panther?
No. Sorry. No.
Hercules?
No.
No, not feeling it.
This is the worst fucking list ever.
I didn't make it. This is on superherohype.com.
Okay, what else?
This one's pretty bad, actually.
Okay.
Rick Jones.
What?
Rick Jones.
From accounting?
No, man. Rick Jones was he was in the Hulk comic books pretty prominently. He was kind of Bruce Banner's little buddy. He was kind of like the Dick Grayson to Batman's Bruce Wayne, except for he didn't have any powers. He was good on a motorcycle. But
is that the end? Please, is that the end of your list?
That's the end of superherohype.com.
Okay.
.com's list.
Okay.
I did not make this list.
Okay. Well, and I wouldn't take credit for it if you did. But I'm gonna throw one out at you that
Sure,
I have been. I do like to write. I write a lot in my spare time. It kind of keeps the voices at bay. But
right.
the one thing that the one franchise I've always thought was in for that could really do a kick-ass reboot, and
right.
I've actually considered writing fan fiction for myself, is Doctor Strange.
Okay, fair enough. I don't think he was ever. He wasn't ever an Avenger though. Was he?
No, wasn't an Avenger. Well, he was with the Secret Avengers when they did Secret Avengers, and they've done a lot of collaboration.
No, I'm sorry. He was in the Secret Defenders.
That's right. But
it was Dark Hawk, I think, Wolverine, Doctor Strange, and
Ghost Rider.
I don't even remember the fourth dude.
Ghost Rider. It was actually
Ghost Rider.
Yeah. But he's still done a lot of crossover stuff with them. He's been in a lot of Avengers books. But I think honestly that's a character that almost really didn't even get a fair shake with the comics, because they didn't really make him like all these other great comic characters were very relatable.
Right.
All these other comic characters were really relatable, and his like the way that he was always written to me was just really kind of difficult to read. And I think you could take him. I think you could do a proper reboot and turn him into like an extreme badass and make him watchable.
If you had to cast him right now, who would you cast?
Me?
Yeah.
No. If I had to cast a good Doctor Strange, who would that be?
Yeah. Tom Hanks.
No.
Yes.
No.
You don't think he'd be awesome in that role?
No. You know who would be good? Fucking Littlefinger from.
I think it's Lord Baelish.
Baelish. Yeah, they call him Littlefinger though.
Fair enough.
But I can see him kind of pulling. He's got the build. He's got kind of the look. He can pull the kind of the charm off that he would need to pull off. But I think he can also kind of ride that he can play the charisma factor that I don't think Doctor Strange ever had.
Well, then why would you want him to have it if he doesn't have it?
Well, I just think the character. I think
he'll bring something to the character that the character doesn't already have.
Yeah, exactly. No. I think that if you played him, I think he just never. I think he had a lot more potential than they let in because they wrote him too kind of heady. You know what I'm
who
saying?
I think should play Wolverine in the next movie is Rachel McAdams, because she brings something to that character that he doesn't have. It's being a chick.
Well,
you see what I did there?
it's not the same.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
I'm just saying, just stay true to your source material. Don't fucking try to run off and do something different with it.
Well, I think, but I mean, they've flipped the script on a few franchises and it's worked.
It usually pisses off the fanboys when you change shit up, man.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, there's a difference between pissing off X-Men fanboys and pissing off fucking Doctor Strange fanboys.
Oh yeah, Star Wars fanboys.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't think Doctor Strange has a fan base that you can really piss off at this point. Like, there's not a bunch of hardcore Doctor Strange heads. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I understand. Yeah, I do agree with that. Yeah. I also think Doctor Strange is one of the B-lister type superheroes that need their time in the limelight. Although we're kind of getting off the Avengers though, and that's kind of where we wanted to stay this time around. So I'm going to bring it back a little bit, man, and talk a little bit about the individual performances of this ensemble cast that they've thrown at us for this movie. First up, man, let's talk your man, your stunt double, if you will, Mr. RDJ.
Yeah, and now with the movie coming out, I'm getting that more so. It's I get it. I used to get it before, like in the lull between movies. I would still get people coming up, man, you look just like somebody, and I can't put my finger on it. And then after a while, you know, I just started messing with like B. Arthur.
Yeah.
You know, fucking Estelle Getty. I started naming off Golden Girls and shit. Like, no, that's not it. Like, leave me alone, fucker. I'm trying to think. But it was kind of weird because it wasn't pointed out. It wasn't pointed out to me that, you know, that that anything, because I didn't see Iron Man when it first came out. Right. I was well on DVD, and my buddy Justin was living next door, and he comes over and knocks on the door one night. He was like, "Hey man, me and Joe were watching Iron Man, and it's kind of funny because I'm like, that reminds me of Steve." And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, no, it's kind of weird. Now I was big at this point. This is in my, I definitely had a Fat Elvis period, and I was pushing the envelope on the weight there. And but still, he was like, no, this is just like you, you know, talks like you, acts like you, whatever. And I'm like, fair enough. So I go in and I watch it, and I'm like, this fucker stole my gimmick. Because it's kind of, at points uncanny. You just, the mannerisms are the exact same. It's like, all right, you know, he watched me for 2 weeks. This is how he's going to portray his character on screen. So after a while, you know, you get in to watch it, and I'm you know, egotistical in that degree anyway. I love myself. So like I end up falling in love with the performances, and man, I'll tell you what, like the quintessential, I don't think in my head there's ever gonna be another better Iron Man, and I'll go as far to say
no, sir.
I'll go as far to say is if you take out, no, I'm gonna put him on par with Christian Bale's Batman, and say that he is at least the equal as far as playing the role, nailing it, and becoming that character. Bale's equal for Batman. I would say he, to me, is the most convincing, well-played superhero in the movies ever, period of all time, at this point.
Okay.
Amazing.
Right on.
And good in this, too.
And I gotta say, man, like I dug his performance in this. He's the same character from Iron Man and Iron Man 2, although his character's obviously grown a little bit between point A and point B. I mean, you've kind of taken this journey with him and seeing the culmination of where he's gone, but he's still very much that same kind of quippy one-liner dude. And I know everybody has seen it. They saw it before the movie even came out. And if you've seen the movie, obviously you've seen it. But I absolutely love this scene. You get to see Robert Downey Jr. and he is quipping back and forth. He's having his banter with Loki, and he's basically just he's buying time. He's distracting Loki, and he's doing it fucking well. and we're gonna go ahead and roll the clip if you wouldn't mind, dude, because I adore this scene, man, because it's everything that we've seen in the prior two movies, but we finally stack him up against a real villain, and it made my heart sore.
The Avengers. That's what we call ourselves. Sort of like a team. Earth's mightiest heroes type thing.
Yes. I've met them.
Yeah. Takes us a while to get any traction, I'll give you that one. But let's do a head count here. Your brother, the demigod, a super soldier, a living legend who kind of lives up to the legend, a man with breathtaking anger management issues, a couple of master assassins, and you, big fella. You've managed to piss off every single one of them. Not a great plan. When they come, and they will, they'll come for you.
I have an army.
We have a Hulk.
Oh, I thought the Beast had won it off.
You're missing the point. There's no throne. There is no version of this where you come out on top. Maybe your army comes, and maybe it's too much for us, but it's all on you. Because if we can't protect the Earth, you can be damn well sure we'll avenge it.
Fucking Robert Downey Jr. is Tony Stark in that scene, man.
Yeah.
He took on the essence of that character. I haven't heard a single word to the contrary from anybody, man. I've been scouring reviews online of this ever since Sunday night when I saw it, and there's been nothing so far, not one negative thing to say about his performance, dude.
Yeah, we and it's funny when he has his with almost every single little monologue, soliloquy, whatever he, when he's kind of being that guy,
right.
I get an elbow to my ribs, and I have to look at it. That's totally not me. But that is, I mean, I think honestly, we've been talking about Dragon Con for the last few months,
yeah.
And I was gonna go with something different this year. I may be getting swayed back, man. I think honestly, like one of the things that I was entertaining was trying to find the Black Sabbath shirt that he wears. Yeah. And getting a little arc reactor and putting it under that, and then just because it's beastly hot anyways at that convention.
Oh yeah.
But with going last year and not really, just putting a suit on with the arc reactor. I had a ton of people come up want to take pictures and stuff like that. So
yeah. Just because you look like this, man.
Yeah. So I think honestly, I'm gonna see if I can find that shirt, and I may 86 the Green Lantern plan and go back as Iron Man just because that movie made me want to be him again.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Man. I'm not going to argue with that.
Yeah.
And actually, I was getting elbowed. And I mean, I wasn't even. We live 4 hours apart. Like, we don't live in the same cities or even the same state. But I was getting elbowed from my wife, particularly so the back and forth between Robert Downey Jr. and Gwyneth Paltrow. Like, their back and forth is even very much like you and your wife. Dude.
Yeah.
So I was getting elbowed. She's like, "That's Steve and Erica."
Yeah.
That's exactly how they are.
That's pretty much what it is. But it's it's kind of weird too, because like at the beginning everybody's like, "Oh, you look like him, you talk like whatever," and you're like, "Oh, that's cool, man, that's cool. He's a good looking guy, so I kind of appreciate it. Whatever, pretty charming. So no, I'll take that, whatever." And after a while, it just becomes, there's got to be a way to monetize this. I mean,
man, we totally should.
Yeah, very, very obviously, this is something that, I don't want to work at the bank anymore. I want to be Iron Man. I work cheap, So yeah, I don't. So it's nice, but every now and again, I'd love to figure out a way to spin a buck off of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like the only thing apparently I'm that good at. Right. Is playing somebody and that's the other kick in the balls. I've always wanted to like go in entertainment my entire life, and this motherfucker stole my act. I haven't even made it yet. I'm already. He's famous for playing me. Fuck you, Robert Downey Jr.
Oh man, Chris Evans playing the role of Steve Rogers in the film. Man, like he was a steadfast dude, and he was kind of the heart of the group.
Yeah.
He was the glue, kind of held it together.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I liked him. Out of all the original series, out of all the original superhero franchise movies that they've made, Captain America, and this is probably, I know this is probably the unpopular opinion because a lot of people liked it the best. It was my least favorite. I couldn't get into it as much as I could all the rest of them, and I liked him a lot better in this movie than I did the original Captain America movie.
Yeah. No, I'm one of the few people that go out on the ledge and say this. While I didn't particularly dislike Christopher Evans in Captain America and the Avengers, I wasn't particularly crazy about it either.
Yeah.
I mean, he did his job. I don't have any real complaints about his performance. I didn't think he sucked by any means. He did well. I feel like they could have gone another way with it.
Well, I mean, I don't think he makes or breaks the movie. I don't think he think he detracts from it at all, but I don't think he enhances it and necessarily is like a statement piece. But I'll tell you, some of his fighting scenes.
He's the Boy Scout of the group, and you need one, and he fills that role. Unfortunately, it's always kind of a boring role to play.
Yeah.
And he does it, you know. I can't say anything bad about it, but like you said, he doesn't make or break the movie for me.
Yeah. Some of his action scenes were really well done, though, so I appreciated that. I mean, because they had him kind of doing his thing, but yeah, I mean, so it was all right. It was all right for me.
Yeah, I agree. Chris Hemsworth.
All right. Wait. Let me go ahead and get this out. Let me say this.
Okay.
You know, I've been in a very committed relationship with a woman for going on 10 years now.
Go ahead.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm strangely attracted to that.
I got a little man crush on him too.
He is a pretty dude. Now I've seen him without the beard. You gotta have the beard.
Yeah, you gotta have the beard, dude.
Yeah, the beard. I would feel safe in his arms, I think.
Maybe he's born with it.
Maybe it's Maybelline. Yeah, no, he quintessential Thor. You know, Thor was like, to me, like, especially not growing up as an X-Men dude, not so much of an Avengers dude, and then watching some of the Avengers cartoons and kind of seeing the other iterations of Thor, and Thor kind of was a pansy to me. Yeah, like, I mean, he's a big dude, but he's, Jane Foster, you know, and they're kind of
verily, right. The buttocks.
And it's like, you know, calm the fuck down, Thor.
That's like, that was another great Shakespeare in the Park line from Tony Stark, if you happen to catch that, which was, we were all thinking it, he said it.
Yeah.
I dug his character enough in there. He kind of played the nobility of sorts.
Sure. And I liked him. I liked him in Thor. Thor was actually, I like Thor a lot better than most. I thought he did the same. I mean, nothing changed about his character. It was the same guy, but I think he does it well, and I think he's the quintessential Thor. I don't think you get better casting than him. I thought he did great.
Well, the great thing about the Avengers is, it works as a standalone movie, but you don't need the backstory. They don't give you the backstory. You don't need the backstory for these characters. You're like, hey, look, we just spent 5 movies giving you the backstory for these guys, and we did the love interest, and we did we did their origins, and we did, their personal battles, so you know what they're going through. If you want to know it, go watch those movies. We're going to skip over that here, and we're going to go jump right into the shit that you get to see, and you couldn't have done that any other way.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't have just made the Avengers movie without, or at least not, it wouldn't have been good.
Yeah.
It would not have been a good movie if you had tried to do it any other way.
Yeah.
So, so in that, like, you didn't really need a lot of acting ability on his part, because, like I said, that story's already been told.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I think even for, like, the love interest, like, all you got for that was like, oh, Jane Foster, she's safe. Anyways, moving on.
Yeah.
And that was fine.
Thor, don't bring sand to the beach. All right, she's fine. She's fucking fine. Here's a picture. She's fine. Leave it alone. We got other problems, Thor.
And I think that was kind of the case with all of the Avengers too. You just get like a brief little flashback, like maybe like 10 seconds devoted to each person. Like, oh, this is their emotional baggage.
Yeah.
Now, this is the one that weighs heavily on my heart, man. Mark Ruffalo, Bruce Banner.
What?
He did all right. He did all right with it.
No, fuck that. He was awesome, man.
No, he wasn't Edward Norton, dude. He was
No,
not.
I thought
Edward
it was
Norton.
great. I thought he. But see,
I was so bummed that Edward Norton and Marvel Studios could not put their bullshit aside and just suck it up and get together for this movie, man. Like, can you imagine? As great as that movie was, can you imagine how much better it would have been if it were Edward Norton in the cockpit for that character instead of Mark Ruffalo?
Nah, man, I think Ruffalo did fine. I was happy with it.
What the fuck was he talking out of the side of his mouth throughout?
Because he does that. He does that. Because it's fucking
stupid.
Man, he's Bobby Brown. That's his prerogative, man.
No, not fucking Bobby Brown. He was in a fucking 13 going on 30 with Elektra. Like that. He does romantic comedies.
That was a good movie. Did you watch that?
I saw a bit.
Yeah, it was alright. But no, he's no, I thought he did fine, man. Yeah, he talks out of the side of his. So does fucking that redheaded lady. That was the mom in fucking the Holly Hunter. Is it Holly Hunter? Is that who I'm thinking of? Yeah, talks out of the side of her mouth, has a weird kind of annoying Southern accent.
Too.
Yeah, they should get married. Ooh, what if she talks out of one side of her mouth and Mark Ruffalo talks out of the other side of their mouth and they have kids?
I'll fucking kill you, Steve.
Sorry.
Dang it. No, you know, like I said, I would have preferred Edward Norton, but going back to what I had just said, you didn't really need a lot of acting talent. There was a lot of good acting talent in it, but you didn't need it because it wasn't really necessary for this.
I thought he did fine, man. I thought, you know, certainly.
Well, it didn't ruin the movie for me. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm nitpicking at this point. It didn't ruin the movie, man. It was good. I would have liked to see Edward Norton. That's all. That's all I'm saying. I'm not hating on the movie.
Yeah.
I'm not hating on it.
No, I mean, it's fine. I just, again, you know, I don't think, like, so much of him is CGI and how they do the CGI. And the CGI for Hulk was spot the fuck on.
Yeah.
Like, even the facial animations, like, one of the things that I think you lost in the previous two Hulk iterations was, you know, in this one, even during, like, regular scenes where he was still Big Hulk, you know, he was always angry. Like, he was always pissed. He's always grimacing. Like, even when nothing's going on or they're all standing around in a fucking circle or whatever, he's still mad.
Right.
You know, and I think that they lost that in the other two films, but Whedon was kind of vigilant about it. So, so I thought the CGI was excellent. Ruffalo was fine, man. I mean, Bruce Banner is not an interesting dude, you know? I mean, he's just a scientist who got hit with fucking gamma rays, so he needs to be...
He's an interesting dude, man.
No.
Incredible Hulk. That's
fucking mild-mannered Bruce Banner. He's just a regular, you know, he's a Joe.
All right. Fine.
Fine.
Do you think, Scarlett Johansson, man, do you think that movie could have been any more of a showcase for Look at My Ass?
I would have liked for it to be. Did you see? All right, hold on. You got to be honest about something. If I ask you a question on this show, you have to be fucking honest about it. No. You have to be honest about it.
Oh, all right.
Did you see the cell phone pictures?
Scarlett Johansson?
Yeah.
No.
You didn't see the cell phone pictures? Oh my god, dude.
Really?
Yes.
Google.
It's gonna be hard to find. You're gonna have to look for a while. But no. She came out with well, she didn't come out. It's not like, you know, she dropped it like an album or something. But they some phone hacker got them.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna tell you right now.
When are the celebrities gonna fucking learn?
I don't know.
Don't take naked pictures of yourself and put them on your cell phone because hackers will get them.
I take naked pictures of myself and put them on my cell phone in the hopes that it'll spawn a career for me. But,
I know, right? Like,
but yeah. So, and I'm saying that my wife is sitting within earshot. If did you see the pictures? Did you? I didn't show them to you.
No.
My wife's looking at porn when I'm not here. But they were incredible, right?
Yeah.
They were good pictures. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Yeah, you've got to find this.
I love having your wife back there, man. It's like, I swear, it's like having like somebody in the sound room, like, let's go live to Crazy Ed in the studio, Ed.
Well, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna let you guys talk about fucking Hawkeye. I can take a break because I drank an entire liter of Coke Zero to get myself excited about this.
Well, I've got to pee too, man.
Okay. Well, we'll go in turns. Bring your wife. Bring your wife.
I can't. Well, I don't know where she is.
No. Call her. Or open the door. I'll call her.
I'm gonna yell at her. Jen!
Meatloaf!
Jen!
I never know what she's doing in there.
I never knew she's Meatloaf! Come here.
Dude, she's gonna be so pissed. Let me do it. Let me take the heat. Let me take the heat.
Come here. No, we're on the air. Okay.
Say hi to everybody.
We're gonna go take a pee break, and we're putting you and Erica on while we go pee. Okay?
No.
Yes.
No. Hey, no.
Hey, you got Genji live on NerdtopiaCast. Here you go.
And here's Erica. Sit. Okay, you guys. Here's what I want you guys to talk about. I want you guys to talk about
Scarlett Johansson's ass.
Fair enough.
Wow.
Have at it. Give us 90 seconds, and we'll be back. So talk amongst yourselves.
So
and don't talk about like shopping and shit. People don't want to hear that.
So the other day I was shopping, and so the boys were just talking about Scarlett Johansson and the cell phone photos. Did you get a chance to see those?
I did not see those. Wait, was that the one where all the guys were checking out her butt? Because that was a really funny photo.
That was a really funny photo, but that is not what I'm talking about. Her cell phone got hacked, and she had sent risque pictures of herself to her then husband Ryan Reynolds, who of course plays the Green Lantern.
Okay.
And yeah, you should really Google those sometime. They're worth a little eyeful if you can appreciate the female form, because she's got it. I'll tell you what.
Doesn't appreciate the female form.
Yeah, she's amazing. I can't believe that's all real. But she looked really good in those pictures, and what they were talking about was her being Black Widow, and I think they wanted us to talk about Hawkeye. Jeremy Renner.
And why they wanted us to talk about Hawkeye?
Because they had already talked about everybody else.
Well, we were getting to that.
We got stuck with Hawkeye.
What did you guys talk about? Anything interesting?
We talked about shopping and periods and stuff.
Oh God! Don't say that. Please go.
Yeah. I mean, lacy underwear and stilettos.
Yeah.
Okay, passing off the mic.
Leather and lace.
Bye. Good night.
Okay. That was good. We should just do that every time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Instead of typing to each other, be like, keep babbling for a minute. I
have children with larger bladders than you.
And the last time you did it, man, I had to I prattled on aimlessly about Wrath of the Rapper.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter because they heard you.
The mic still caught it. Yeah. And I have a drinking problem, like not just because of course I've battled alcoholism for a very long time, but when you get done with that, like you still drink all the time. It's just different things. So I go through like a liter. Fucking why do they make? That's another thing. Why do they make Coke bottles in liters? We don't fucking use that's metric. So I drink I drink a liter of cola. Every time we sit down and do the show, and by like the 50-minute mark, man, it adds up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like I had 2 beers tonight before getting started, so you're lucky I didn't flip out earlier.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You had 2 beers and made it this long?
Oh yeah. I had 2 beers and half a glass of water, man.
That's pro for you.
Yeah. So anyway, Scarlett Johansson, man, I couldn't help but notice like the scene where she's interrogating, or she's not interrogating Loki, she's playing to Loki, and then she's very covertly interrogating him.
Yeah.
And I couldn't help but notice, like, if it were like a dude talking to Loki, it would be like a standard over-the-shoulder shot.
Yeah.
But with her, what they did was they backed up like a good 6 feet, so you could see everything from like the thighs up from behind. And that entire scene was just like cutting back. It was like close up on Loki, cutting back to Scarlett Johansson's ass.
Yeah.
Close up on Loki. Quick close-up on Scarlett Johansson, and there's the ass again.
Yeah, and I've said before, like even when we get into the Game of Thrones conversation, like to me it enhances it. It gives me something to look at during the movie. I don't mind it one bit. You know, but here's the thing too. It's like, you know, I think they know what they know what they're doing. She knows what she's doing. You know, she worked hard for it, and I think we should all just sit and appreciate it.
Okay, good. I agreed.
Yeah.
Well, I will try to find those cell phone pictures so that I can appreciate it.
I'll see if I can find it for you. There's one is a butt shot, but the other is I don't
want to see a butt shot. I have a butt.
Oh yeah, no. The other is total boob. Like you get to see full on ScarJo boob.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she hasn't done any nude scenes, so like this is and then of course, you know, she came off and rightfully I guess so, because like if you're not gonna go whore yourself out and get a check for it.
Right?
Like, you know, that to me is kind of private, but, you know, once it becomes public and gets on the internet, it's like, all right, well, you know, I feel bad for you and everything, but I'm still going to look at pictures of you naked. Like, I'll shed a tear, but
a man, you know,
do you know how hot you are? So she had a big shit fit about it, and it's they're really hard to find. I think made a screen capture of those pictures because I knew they were going to come down. So I'll see if I can dig them up and email them to you.
Love it. Oh, man. And finally, we move on to Jeremy Renner, dude. First of all, let me go ahead and say, like, I actually heard some fanboy bitching. Not a particular fanboy, just general fanboy bitching about, I can't believe they didn't use his costume from the comic books.
Yeah.
Like, motherfucker, he wears, like, purple spandex in the comic books. So, like, no. That would have been terrible.
Yeah, no, that was a good decision.
Yeah, good decision. You know, just make him look more like a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, less like a superhero. And I was all for that, man, because the character had plenty of merit on his own without putting him up in some sort of fucking spandex get-up.
Yeah, I would have liked to see a little bit more action with him, to be honest. Like, you know, I'm big into the... I liked the scenes that he did where he was, you know, firing off the arrows and shit, but I would have liked to have seen more. Man, the Legolas crack, that, oh man, that cracked me up. Iron Man makes a Legolas crack to him, and that had me in stitches pretty good, so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's alright, like, it didn't, like, again, didn't detract, but.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
Yeah.
Wasn't a whole lot there to play on, but,
sure.
And he spent half the movie as Loki's bitch.
Yeah.
So, before he finally caught up with the rest of the team.
Right.
Yeah, man, but for a dude without superpowers, I felt like he held up pretty well.
He did good. And, you know, you can't, it's hard to kind of imagine better casting because he's got kind of the same jawline and everything. And, I would entertain, you know, they would have to keep it considerably smaller budget, but if they did a Hawkeye spinoff, I would probably watch it. I would probably watch a Scarlet, fucking Black Widow spinoff.
You know, you could, at this point, like, with what they've done with this franchise, you could put out a prequel and just call it Coulson. Agent Coulson, the movie, and I would go fucking watch it just because it's part of this franchise, dude.
Yeah.
Anything in this franchise you would go watch, man.
Sure.
Don't say you would.
Sure. No. I was lamenting the loss of Agent Coulson. But you know,
let's have a moment for our boy Agent Coulson.
Yeah. But you know, what a good way to kill off the character. I mean, it killed off the character and did it
with purpose.
Yeah.
Killed him with purpose, man. Like, it wasn't like a slasher movie type killing where they're like, you killed my friend and now I'm pissed. Like, no, it was a death that truly motivated the team to stop fighting. It had a major relevance in the plot, dude. So and they needed to kill somebody for that to happen. But you can't take out like a main character, and you're not going to take out Fury. So he was the best bet, and I'm willing to bet like that's why he wasn't in the comic books prior to that, because they introduced him to play him in these movies and eventually kill him off in the Avengers.
Yeah. What'd you think of Nick Fury?
Oh, the Samuel Jackson, man.
Yeah.
What was there not to like?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I guess I wanted to see a bigger part with him, but I guess you're already sharing kind of the screen time so much with the rest of the cast and stuff. And to me, I mean, Nick Fury, I guess, would kind of be a hard character to play wrong. Because, you know, he's just a hard ass. He's a gruff hard ass, and that's how you play him, as, you know, the kind of super spy, you know, commander of S.H.I.E.L.D. But I don't know. Just like I said, with a lot of the other characters, it's like no one else. You couldn't have cast anybody else to play that character. That's perfect casting. That character was so well developed by that actor. Da da da. And for me, you know, the Fury role is just kind of like, okay, you got somebody cool to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Man. Yeah, I might have wanted to see a little bit more action from Nick Fury. He didn't get a lot of it. A little bit here and there, but it wasn't quite what I wanted.
Yeah.
But even so, like I said, I'm nitpicking. Like I'm breaking down.
Oh yeah.
This
No. At
brilliant
this point,
movie that that I'm fortunate to have been alive when it happened.
Right.
I'm just kind of nitpicking little things here and there since we're breaking the movie down. But man, like like watching this movie, everything in this movie was just on such a grand scale, man. They went big.
Yeah.
They went big in this movie, and it's pure spectacle in the best possible way, perfectly paced, perfect timing, the comedic beats, everything was on, dude. And like I said, you didn't need a lot of backstory because they've already covered it. So they've done everything leading into it. Man, it's 10 out of 10 with this movie.
Absolutely. And here's the thing to consider. Joss Whedon was Joss Whedon.
There you go.
Joss Whedon was that's funny. Joss Whedon. But before this,
to see the Avengers.
But before this, you know, I mean, he was kind of well respected, certainly in the nerd community, and kind of known for, you know, he had some kind of niche.
For, I think it was Firefly and Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, but he had niche cred, you know, basically.
Yeah.
It's just, he had some credit in a niche. And man, that goes to show you, with one well done fucking movie. I mean, this guy, it went from Joss Whedon.
Use your word.
Yeah, to fucking J.J. Abrams in like one film.
Yeah.
I mean, just elevated the hell out of himself, and kudos, man, because that movie could not have been done much better than he did.
I agree, dude. I agree. He did it right. Joss Whedon, we salute you, sir. You've made comic book fans everywhere very happy. You've made movie fans everywhere very happy, dude.
And if you need to do a Young Avengers version, or you need to do some Tony Stark flashbacks,
there you go.
I've got 15 years on that guy. So, and apparently I look and walk and talk and act just like him. I work real cheap. You should see my paycheck. I work real cheap.
As a matter of fact, I think Joss Whedon, if you're listening, he's not listening.
No, he's not listening.
If the only thing you could possibly do to make us just, you know, put you up on a pedestal and worship you as a god, just kill George Lucas for us. Just go ahead and kill George Lucas.
Well,
that would. Yeah, no, don't kill George Lucas.
No,
He must be stopped.
No, but I mean, all right. So, but no, I'm not gonna say anything because that's gonna.
Yeah.
But they're his characters, you know.
Yeah. No. Fuck you. No. They're not his characters anymore, man. Like, okay, all right. You know what? Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. We won't, because this is a topic you do not want to tackle with me tonight, man. We'll be on the air for the next like 2 hours breaking this shit down. My immense hatred of the asshole George Lucas. We do not want to do this tonight, man.
Let's not ruin the Avengers.
All right, fair enough. Yeah. It's all good stuff in love tonight, man. I won't bring the negativity into the picture. So, yeah, man, that was our breakdown of Avengers. I'm psyched about it, man. I'm happy to have seen it. I can't wait to go back and see it again, dude. It made me very happy.
Well, I think Well, I know we're already running over. How do you look personally for time? Are you strapped to go someplace? Or?
No, I got a couple minutes.
Okay. There were a couple of things that
I have some things I want to touch on before we go.
Yeah, there were a couple of things that I just I was driving home in the car and thinking about that I kind of wanted to bring up today that were kind of relevant and certainly something that that we kind of talked about a little bit in Nerdtopia chat.
Right.
But not for the reasons that we talked about, just because it brought up a couple of funny stories. But one of the things that happened, I guess, Obama came out today and started talking about that he supports gay marriage, and North Carolina passed some legislation that put in the Constitution against gay marriage. And the reason that I'm bringing this up is because I was driving home, and I realized that knowing you almost completely changed the way that I feel about this particular subject. Now, now wait. Okay. So I'm going to tell this story. When we first kind of met, started hanging out and everything, I'm not a guy with a whole lot of self-control, and I'm not somebody who thinks things through or thinks before he acts or plans in any way or
bathes regularly
or washes the space between so we kind of started hanging out and everything, and before I met you, I mean, I was into comics and stuff when I was a kid, but I basically am a reformed jock. I mean, when I was in high school, that was kind of my thing. I was an athlete, and I was an athlete, and I didn't really do a lot of nerd things. I watched a ton of wrestling, professional wrestling and shit, and we had that in common. But the only thing we really had in common when we started working together was the fact that we worked at the same movie store, and kind of like the same movies and shit. And so you're like, dude, you should play Dungeons and Dragons with me. And it took you a little bit to. Yeah. You already know the story I'm going to tell, right? It
no, not particularly.
Okay. Okay. It took you a little bit to kind of convince me. You're like, no, man, it's awesome. It's like you sit around table and you play characters and shit and whatever. And and I'm like, so it's just like fucking improv? Because I did some theater in high school and I loved improv. Right. And it's like, yeah, it's like improv but with dice. And I'm like, that captured my fucking imagination. I'm like, I love fucking dice. So dice and improv, I'm all for it. So you're like, all right, well, I've got books and shit here and whatever, but my friends, they play. Well, we're gonna talk about doing 3rd edition or whatever, and so we need some books for that. I said, all right, and so we end up going to the bookstore.
Okay, I know where this is going.
Yeah, so we end up going to the bookstore, and so we get in there, and so you're like, all right, well, you need a player's handbook. I was like, okay, so I got a player's handbook, and I'm looking at it, whatever, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right, so this is pretty much it. He's like, yeah, but if you ever wanted to just kind of have a point of reference, you want to get a DM's guide. Okay, I got the DM's guide. Yeah. And this proceeded to kind of, but then of course, I start seeing shiny things. I'm like, oh, this book is Book of Vile Darkness? What the fuck? Yes, I want this. And so I started pulling books off the shelf. And so, I'd never at this point played a game of Dungeons and Dragons in my life, but we spent probably 90 minutes in the store.
Yeah.
And walked out with I probably bought 14 books, right? Something like that.
No. What was
it had to have been.
It's like $30 a book. We didn't spend that much money in there that day. Truth be told, I know you bought Player's Handbook, you bought DM's Guide, you bought the Monsters Manual 1 and 2, I think.
I bought.
You bought another source book, and then you bought the Book of Vile Darkness.
I bought the Essential Warriors Guide. I bought the Essential Mages Guide. I bought all the companion pieces to them too. I ended up spending.
You did buy a shitload.
I ended up spending somewhere in the neighborhood of somewhere between. I remember it was somewhere between $210 and $240 at this point. Because again, that's just how I act. Now, most of you haven't had the opportunity to see the two of us, I would say even, and we're kind of breaking that as we kind of go through the shows and shit, but when the two of us kind of get together, certainly out in public, and we start creating mischief of some form or another, we become the equivalent of, 10-year-old giggly fucking schoolgirls.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So the entire time we're in here, we're looking at books and shit. And oh, get this one. And with no self-control, like no one is fucking watching, we become like fucking brownies. And
we were also single at the time too, so we didn't have wives to keep us in check.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And compared to we were both in pretty good shape, right? And decently dressed. Didn't look like slobs or whatever. And then I go to check out. And apparently...
oh, God.
Apparently...
This still haunts me to this day.
Well, you're going to have to say this, because apparently you were the one who had the conversation with the lady at the counter.
She was a girl. She was in college, man.
Yeah.
I was flirting with her.
Yeah.
And I guess she was oblivious to it. I was like, man, this chick she's opened up to me really easily. I've gotten in with this chick, and that's not why she opened up to me.
No. Why did she open up to you? What was it? Bring me back. Tell me what she said in the conversation.
Okay, so I'm talking to her, and I was just like, me and Steve, we kind of nerd out over this stuff. And she's like, no, I think that's really cute. That's really nice. I was like, do you think it's cute that we play Dungeons and Dragons? She's like, yeah, it's really nice that you guys have common interests and you do things together. And I'm still oblivious at this point. I'm like, yeah, it is nice that we do things together. And we do a lot of things together.
Fuck yeah, it is. We're good friends.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't we're buddies. She's like, listen, I should have to come out and say, I just think it's beautiful. And I'm like, what? She's like, wait a minute, you guys are a couple, right? And there was a 4-second pause where you and I are we look at each other and we look back at her and we look at each other, and then and we erupt at the same time no.
But in that 10-15 seconds that we're kind of looking back and forth, this is when the reason that I brought it up, this is when my whole kind of ideal on gay people and gay lifestyle and culture together all kind of changed, because I'm looking at him, and then I'm looking at me, and then I'm looking at him again, and I'm like, fair enough. I mean, I don't think it's weighted too heavily.
It's just hanging out. I could be gay. I think hanging out with you. But
I think we would make an excellent gay couple. I think, I think in the grand scheme of things, if we decided to be a couple of gay guys, I think we would be an adorable fucking gay couple. So
I'm not so much with the sex, but
No. But I mean, you take a shot in the mouth every now and again. You go play video games.
Well, yeah, you do what you got to do.
Yeah, you do what you got to do to get by.
The same thing in a marriage.
Yeah.
Even in a heterosexual.
Yeah, every now and again you take a shot in the mouth so you can go watch a movie. But you got to eat some ham to get the ice cream, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
did this have a relevance to the
No.
making the gay thing?
No. I thought that I would because we brought it up initially in Nerdtopia chat, and then I kind of realized, I kind of realized that was when my viewpoint on the whole gay thing changed, because I kind of took a look at it. I'm like, I could do a whole lot fucking worse than that guy. So I'm like, fair enough. All right. If you're gonna think that, at least you didn't pick some hobo out on the street.
I think after that, she that poor girl turned beet red.
Yeah.
And she was so embarrassed.
Yeah.
And we were like, no, it's cool. We live together and we're really good friends. But
we live together.
Like brothers.
And every now and again, one of us gets cold at night, we snuggle. It's not fucking gay, I mean, it's cold and body heat is good.
Funny footnote that we did sleep in the same room at the time, because we just slept in the living room all the time.
Yeah, that's right.
There was a bedroom back there, but the TV was out there, and the air conditioner was out there. We'd come home, we'd pass out watching reruns of Saturday Night Live on Comedy Central. It was I slept on the fold out, you slept on the couch, and it was just kind of our living situation for a while, and we both kind of dug it. It was nice.
Yeah, and it wasn't sometimes we just needed to be held in the middle of the night, and that doesn't make it gay. But anyways, no, that's
No.
Yeah.
But no, I remember like we went up to the food court, and it was like 45 minutes later, and we were grabbing like some ice cream or something, and she came and she found us. I guess like she had gotten off work and she had been scouring the mall for almost an hour looking for us, and she finally found us. And once again she's like, I'm so sorry, like I didn't know that you guys weren't gay. And we're like, no, it's fine. It's fine.
Well, now that you mention it, we've been kind of really thinking about it, and you bring up a lot of valid points.
We should have done that. We should have been like, and thank you so much, because you changed our lives.
Yeah, exactly.
And cry on her and be like, and if you want to come over tonight and try on lingerie in front of us, it's okay.
You can do that. It doesn't do anything to us.
Nothing at all.
We should find that chick.
What's that?
We should find that chick and go back and be like, hey, listen, we
I'm
adopted.
If she's already, she's probably married with children by now, so you never know.
Maybe she turned gay.
Well, man, we're gonna bring it to a close here pretty soon, but I did have a couple things I wanted to touch on. Once again, guys, our email address is nerdtopiacast@gmail.com. Something you want to talk about, something you want us to talk about, that you find an interesting article you think would be great for us to talk about on the show, email it to us. Also, please like the Facebook page. If you haven't liked the Facebook page, check it out, because we kind of like to get our name out there a little bit and get more people listening, to just kind of become part of this whole community that we're putting together. And Steve and I were actually talking about doing like a little promotional thing. What was your idea on that, Steve?
All right, so here's the deal. Like, we're trying to get, the ball rolling on this, and we have a lot of fun with you guys, and I think with every, as in with every family, we want our family to kind of expand and bring some new ideas to the table, and kind of not necessarily grow up. Well, we'll never grow up, but grow out a little bit. And so one of the things that we were talking about is having you guys kind of put the word out there and try to get us, some likes for the show, get us some new listeners. And what we were thinking of doing, now this would be entirely up to you. Whoever can kind of really bring in some new listeners to us, bring in some new likes, whatever. We want to give you guys an opportunity to do one of a few things. Some of you guys are blowhards like us and would love nothing more than to get on here and co-host a show with us. And we would absolutely love that. So that would be one of the options. The other option is if, you don't want to kind of do the whole co-host thing, but you want to get on there, wish happy birthday, give shout out to your mom, whatever the hell it is that you want to do. Profess your undying love for the one or the two or both of us. Then we can have you on for a segment. And then there was something else that we kind of floated out, because some of you are probably a little not audio or not camera shy, but maybe a little audio shy, and don't necessarily want to get on the show. Period. We will sponsor an entire show in your name. So this is what it's basically going to consist of, is that every possible turn, when we introduce a clip, when we introduce a segment, when we start talking about things that we're excited about and things that everybody else is going to be excited about, we will somehow figure out a way to exalt you in the process. We will either tell the truth or lie about the size of your manhood. I am not above that.
By the way, the ladies have told me.
Yes.
Like, I've not seen it, but I've gotten emails, and they're like, "You're Nerdtopia with Chris Hall." Like, I just think that all the ladies should know how well endowed he is. Like, please just say so on your show.
Yes.
And so that's what I'm doing right now.
And yes, and we are going to do that with all of you. We want to let the listening public know how big your junk is. So I will make up stories in which I claimed that I went to high school with you and got embarrassed and had to leave the shower because you put me to shame.
Yes, we can do kind of like a free writing thing, kind of like we did with the sequels that will never be kind of deal.
Right, but and we will attest to it outside of the show too. Matter of fact, we'll find pictures and superimpose them on you. Like, we'll do anything basically you want to do. Just get us some listeners.
Right. So yeah. So as of now, man, it's on. Bring some new listeners to the fan page. And whoever has the most, we will officially be your bitch. We'll do what you guys want, man. So go ahead and get started pulling some more listeners, and we'll see what we can do for you. Also had some ideas, like we kind of wanted to bounce off you guys. We were thinking about maybe doing like a next time, like Steve and I get together with a couple of close friends, like maybe we'll write and perform like a special Nerdtopia cast, like an audio drama for you guys, and we'll let you guys pick what it is you want us to write about. Like Steve and I both do a little bit of writing on the side. Maybe we can kind of get together and we can put together an audio drama complete with sound effects and music and things like that. That would be something kind of fun and something we could do for you guys, for our listeners, just whatever you guys want to hear. Hey, write, Batman teams up with Jesus and Bethlehem PI or Bethlehem Hills Cop. There you go.
Oh yeah. That is something that he and I have been working on for years. Is kind of just a little sketch that we came up with when we were working at the video store. And left us literally rolling in the aisles. So stuff like that, you wanted to be a private investigator. What are your qualifications? I'm the Son of God. I don't know how they do things down in the 405, Jesus, but here at Bethlehem PI, we got rules. So, one of the cool things that media is doing, and one of the big reasons why we're doing the show, and I know we're taking a little time at the end to expound on this, but one of the big reasons why we're doing the show is we're offering you guys free customizable entertainment featuring you and your friends, which is it's an interactive media, and it's available for a very small group of people. And where
else are you going to get that?
Yeah, exactly, and that's what we want to do, man. I've got a couple of ideas for things to do, kind of coming down the pipeline. Different people that I would love to get, like a one-shot podcast in. Get on here, talk to you guys.
Justin Harris, I think we wanted to get in there. Justin Harris, if you guys haven't heard him, please go check out his YouTube page. He's a local comedian in Georgia. He's a singer. He's an all-around performer. Very funny guy. Very talented. We'd really like to pull him in for some episodes. Especially if we do the audio drama, like we'll definitely pull him in for that.
Oh yeah, man of 1,000 voices, and I haven't started.
Dude, he's a talented dude.
Yeah, I haven't started breaking out any of my voices yet either, but we'll get there eventually. And I think this particular show is kind of, I think certainly with tonight and going forward is evolving into its own thing. And but we still have a lot of other ideas and a lot of things that we want to do, that we want to branch off. And take this and make this into something that you guys can be entertained for years to come. And like I said, I mean, we say this every show, but we're so grateful to have the opportunity to talk to our tens of listeners and interact with our tens of listeners. And you know what? 20 years down the road, if we're still doing this for tens of listeners, it's fine by us because someone's listening to us. Somebody's allowing us to kind of entertain them for a little bit, and that's all either one of the two of us have ever really wanted. So, and we just want to expand on that and make it better for you guys. So,
you got it, dude. I'm excited about it, man. I'm happy. Good show, brother. Good show,
yes,
man.
Sir.
I had a good time with you tonight. You have a good time, man?
I had an excellent time.
Erica, you have a good time?
Great time.
She's on cue. She's on cue for the first time tonight. Oh, shit. She's a woo girl.
All right. Good night, Nerdtopia. Steve, take us home, brother.